The following footage was uploaded to the YouTube channel Sax Urban in January of 2026. In the video, a British urban explorer set out to investigate the Riviera Hotel in Weymouth, England. As he began his exploration, he initially walked around the premises to find an entrance, but also to ensure there were no security guards or other authority personnel present. During this time, he mentioned that he was aware the hotel, despite being abandoned for years, was heavily surveilled, and that he had heard there were even guard dogs on site. Considering these circumstances, he was clearly nervous, but decided to push on anyway to see what remained inside the hotel. He ultimately found a way in, and eventually went under a raised section of the fence to access the grounds. For almost the next 10 minutes, he cautiously navigated his way through the abandoned structures, and everything up to that point seemed to be going quite smoothly for him, as he did not encounter any dogs or security guards. He then decided to leave that section of the hotel and chose to check out the swimming pool. However, as he was walking towards that area, that's when he encountered something extremely disturbing.
I just want to find a swimming pool. The outside swimming pool is cool enough. Hey! Whoa!
Right, Jesus, fucking move in there!
Sorry. I'm an explorer.
How the fuck did you get in?
I'm an explorer, so we're through the gate.
Oh, you came in, broke in?
No, I didn't break it.
No, you got into the building?
Yeah, I just climbed over the fence. I'm an urban explorer.
How did you get into this building?
The door was just open.
So you broke in? So you could hear the dogs outside?
It was open. I didn't hear the dog.
Let's wait, Nelson, come on.
Listen, I'm.
I don't give a fuck, mate.
Okay.
There's signs all over the place.
Okay.
Hey there a minute.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm an urban explorer. I climbed over the gate and the door was open. I film it all.
So you jumped over a fence, which is breaking and entering into the property?
No, that's just civil trespassing.
Same fucking difference, dickhead. Don't fucking move.
Okay, that's fine. I just got bitten by a fucking dog. Holy shit. I just got bitten by a dog. God.
As the situation escalated into something truly dangerous, the explorer did everything he could to calm things down and clearly explained why he was there to the individual, who appeared to be a security guard. Despite his efforts to de-escalate, the damage was already done, as he had been attacked and bitten by the dog and was trying to keep the encounter from spiraling out of control. The guard, visibly angry and frustrated by the intrusion, seemed to recognize how serious things had become, especially after seeing the injury, and chose not to push the confrontation any further. After a brief moment of tension, the guard called over a colleague to assist and escort the explorer off the property, making sure he left the site without any additional conflict or provocation.
My colleague's now going to come and walk you off the site.
That's okay.
Right, for future reference, however you've
Yes, sir.
this or filming this, because I don't want myself on the fucking internet.
Of course, I won't put you on the...
Let people know not to fucking come here.
Okay, that's
We
fine.
have plenty of signs. We have plenty of signs around saying dogs. I don't know how many more signs I can put saying dogs. There's 6 going up the fucking road. So wherever you climbed over a fence, you had to go past the sign saying dogs are roaming free on this side.
Okay.
How the fuck did you get in here?
I
Yeah,
climbed
he
over
walked
the
through
gate,
here
so-
because the door was open because I was outside with the fucking dogs. So him, that way for a minute. Take him that way. Any more?
Just me, sir.
I want him away from my fucking dog. They're going to rip his pieces, man. Wait.
Do you get many people coming in?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
You're so fucking lucky with the dogs.
Yeah, one of them got me, but it's okay. I understand why you have them.
Yes. Where did you get over?
I went under the back fence. Right at the back, there's a little... It's raised a little bit.
Probably your best bet then.
I can go the same way, that's no worries.
Probably your best bet. He's got the keys, I'm not dicking around.
It's alright. Am I free to go?
Yep.
Right on.
Sounds a bit
that you were lucky with the dogs. Please pass the word on, because the next one might not be.
Yeah, I'll make sure no one comes down here. Thank you. Have a nice day. What the fuck?
Fortunately for the explorer, the guards did not call the police or escalate the situation further, instead gave him a firm warning before allowing him to leave the property. However, as soon as he was out of danger and the adrenaline began to wear off, he realized just how serious and shaken he was by the entire encounter. He admitted that his hands were trembling out of fear, his jumper was ripped open, and his arm was still throbbing from where the dog had latched on, and the gravity of the situation started to sink in, as it became brutally clear how much worse it could have ended. Additionally, he later reflected on the incident and acknowledged that although the footage might look wild on camera, it is absolutely not worth getting mauled by a dog or arrested just to step inside and explore an old abandoned hotel. In the end, he firmly concluded that anyone watching this who is considering investigating the Riviera Hotel should simply reconsider and strongly advise them to avoid it altogether, as the fences, warning signs, and especially the dogs are all in place for a reason, and the next person might not be as fortunate as he was during their exploration. The following footage was uploaded to the YouTube channel BGP Films in February of 2017. In the video, two urban explorers were exploring an old abandoned school when they made one of the most bizarre and downright shocking discoveries. The two explorers, who typically venture into abandoned locations, were investigating the old St. Mary's Nursery in Bradford, England. The initial minutes of their exploration went pretty smoothly. They were able to explore the lower section in relative peace, and it appeared as though they were completely alone inside the building. However, approximately 10 minutes into their video, while exploring one of the rooms, they suddenly heard a woman's voice coming from the first floor. Although initially hesitant and startled by the noises, they eventually decided to investigate their source and cautiously began walking up the stairs. But as soon as they reached that floor, that's when they stumbled upon something extremely alarming.
Hello. Are you friendly? Are you friendly?
Are you exploring?
What are you doing? Sorry, I can't hear you. Pardon?
Can't get out.
How did you get up?
I'm not joking you.
How did you get up?
I have absolutely no idea. No, seriously, there's got to be a way out.
Well, there's only a way if you got up. There's only a way down is the way you got up. There's a way around here, look. Go around this way, there's stairs here. Definitely. So, do you live here? Do you live here? Do you live here? But how did you get up here? Okay.
The woman, whose head was sticking out of a small opening in the window, insisted that she was trapped inside and pleaded with the explorers to help her escape. The duo, already on edge due to her unexpected presence and thoroughly confused by the strange encounter, immediately started questioning her about the circumstances of her predicament. She eventually responded that she had no memory of how she'd gotten there, nor did she know of any way out, which is why she was appealing to them for assistance. She also explained that she had been extremely drunk the previous night and somehow ended up trapped inside that room. The explorers, still struggling to make sense of the situation and deeply suspicious of her story and the overall circumstances, remained skeptical and continued to press her for more information.
I need your help, seriously.
But how did you get up here?
I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, well, I'm sure you'll find your way down.
Literally, everything is passported in here.
Do you not have a phone? You don't have a phone?
I lost my phone. I went out for a night out, lost my phone, and I'm stuck.
She could have been shot by a killer.
I'm not joking you.
We'll try and get some help.
Should we call the police? Should we call the police?
No, don't bloody call the police. Jesus Christ. No,
Can I see your hands?
you what?
Can I see your hands?
Can you see my hands?
Yeah.
Don't trust you.
No, show both your hands.
Sorry, we're just... Why not? We're just not sure.
Were you drunk? Were you drunk? Yeah. Are you on drugs? Why?
We do not trust this person. I don't trust this person. Let's go. Who's leaving?
What? Oh, I'm so confused.
Let's go, let's go. Let's get out of here.
Despite the woman explaining her side of the story, the explorers found it difficult to comprehend her situation, and as they confronted her further, their skepticism only grew regarding the entire scenario. The duo ultimately decided against complying with any of her requests, and eventually chose to leave her alone. They then made their way towards the exit, and immediately started running out of the building. Fortunately for them, they did not encounter anything unusual again, and managed to escape the woman in the building. However, to their surprise, they eventually ran into the woman outside the building, and she had somehow managed to escape, despite her earlier insistence that she was trapped inside a room.
And the woman we found in the building has now come out. Still don't know what the hell she was doing, but it's just weird. With what?
You in there?
I went in and then we went to get the other person to go and help you, and then it's just... Are you good though?
I am fine.
Okay, good. No problem.
It remains unclear who the woman was, or more importantly, what her intentions were. But based on her extremely suspicious behavior that day, it seems more likely that she was still under the influence, and this situation might have been part of a more sinister plan. Her entire story and the narrative about being trapped inside the room could have been an elaborate setup to lure the explorers, potentially with the aim of robbing or even attacking them. Disturbingly, at one point the duo even asked her if it would be alright to call the police, but the woman hesitated and rejected their offer of help, a response which only added to the suspicion surrounding her story and the overall circumstances, as anyone who was genuinely in distress and in her situation would likely welcome such an offer. But in the end, the explorers made the right decision by not following her instructions and leaving the building, as it allowed them to avoid any unwanted problems and escape before the situation escalated. These right here are two YouTubers named Zek and May, who in January of 2024 uploaded a rather disturbing video titled "Exploring an Abandoned Bank" to their channel Urbex Vibes. Their channel primarily focuses on urban exploration, and they frequently upload footage of their adventures exploring various abandoned locations throughout the United States. In this particular video, Zek and May set out to explore an abandoned bank situated in Framingham, Massachusetts. As the duo began their exploration and stepped inside the building, they immediately noticed that the structures inside were surprisingly in a good condition. Apart from some damaged walls and ceilings, most areas within the building seemed to be in a relatively good state, with power and even functioning electronics, suggesting the bank had luckily not been vandalized by looters or squatters. During the initial minutes of their exploration, they moved from one side of the building to the other, primarily exploring the area but also ensuring that no one else was currently inside with them. Fortunately for the duo, they didn't find any signs of recent activity, nor did they hear or see anything unusual during this time. They then continued exploring and decided to check out the main lobby. However, as they were walking towards one of the rooms, that's when they encountered something extremely alarming.
Yeah, here's some more offices. And of course, all the lights work. What's behind this door? What is that? Record it. Holy bro. Is that real? I don't know what it is. Is that real?
Yo, are you alright?
That's somebody?
It sure looks like it's somebody.
That looks like real hair. That's a phone and stuff. We gotta go. Oh, we gotta go. Hello? Let's
Are you
go.
alright?
Oh no.
I think we just might have found it.
No.
Dang, bro.
Let's go. I don't know what to do.
Let's go outside and let's figure it out. Hold on.
No.
Let's go outside.
No.
Yes,
No.
hold on.
No.
So relax.
I can't. This is the worst.
Relax.
No.
Hold up.
No.
Hold up.
Let's go down somewhere. Oh, my stomach
relax.
hurts.
Relax.
Oh.
Relax.
Look, let's
We need to
walk.
breathe. We
Okay.
need to, no, hold up. We need to breathe. We need to figure out what to do here.
I don't know. Call your mom. We have to cut this real quick. We'll start it again if we can.
To the explorers' absolute shock, as soon as they opened the door, they noticed a woman who seemed to have been motionless and had her face down on top of the desk. The duo immediately started asking her if she was all right, but the woman didn't respond and remained completely motionless. Unsure if the woman was under the influence or even worse had overdosed, the explorers started panicking and frantically made their way out of the building. They then immediately called the cops and mentioned everything they had just witnessed. Although the explorers didn't capture this part on camera, they later noted that when the cops arrived at the building, they initially called out to the woman for several minutes, but she once again didn't respond. Fortunately, after hearing all the commotion, the woman finally started to wake up just before the cops were ready to administer Narcan. The explorers also mentioned that the woman was under the influence of some pretty hard substances, and therefore wasn't responding to them. Thankfully, the woman was all right in the end and even insisted that she didn't have to go to the hospital. Nevertheless, despite the explorers' initial shock, it's still a good thing that they found the woman just in time and were able to wake her up. Otherwise, who knows what could have happened to her if it weren't for Zek and May.
This is actually the lady right here. I guess she was on some hardcore or whatever. She was knocked out. Oh man. The cops were nice. I'm actually surprised they didn't do more to any of us, including her. But yeah, they let us out. But yeah, there's a bunch of cops in front of the bank right there.
If you've enjoyed the video so far, it would mean a lot if you considered subscribing. Over 95% of you watching haven't subscribed yet. Your support really helps the channel grow, and in return, I promise to keep bringing you guys the best quality content. Now let's get back to the video. The following footage was uploaded to the YouTube channel Stringer Media in April of 2025. In the video, two urban explorers set out to document an abandoned estate situated in a secluded forest somewhere in the United States. At the beginning, they explained that the house had belonged to a woman called Miss K, who was a lifelong traveler and French teacher, but had sadly passed away a few years earlier. They said she had never had children, had eventually retired to this wooded estate, where she lived with several rescue cats, and even converted the top floor into a small bed and breakfast for guests. As the duo slowly worked their way through the main floor, they carefully documented Miss K's life and interests through the objects she had left behind, showing her hoarded but organized living area. Every room was packed with books, travel souvenirs from Europe, a collection of maps, and cat-themed items, making the place feel less like a typical abandoned house and more like a personal museum. After finishing that section, they turned into a dark side room, which they believed to be her bedroom. However, the moment they stepped inside, they were met with one of the most shocking and heartbreaking discoveries they had ever encountered.
So now we're kind of going over to this one room I kind of forgot. Now, we'll take a look in here. It's very dark. This one must have been her bedroom by the looks of it. And I don't know how long she lived in this house. She lived in Illinois for much of her life, but she definitely got older and passed away. And I say this because, I don't know, usually you see the beds sort of downstairs where it's easy to move around, and I just realized the bed is like very brown. It's very possible she passed away on this bed, come to think of it. Unless her cats got on here afterwards. I don't know. It's very strange to me. I just realized that. Oh, that's so weird to see. I don't know. Hopefully that's not the case, and my eyes are deceiving me here. Well, this is where she stayed. You could see there's like stuff on the TV. I don't know. Like something kind of... things were going around, kind of tainting everything around here.
He was initially a bit confused and treated the bedroom like any other room, but the longer he stood there, the more unsettled he became. The mattress was unnaturally brown and heavily stained, out of place even in an abandoned home. At first, he tried to brush it off as years of grime or perhaps even damage caused by the cats, describing it as very strange and almost hoping his eyes were playing tricks on him. It was only when he looked closer and spotted what appeared to be hair near the bed, and then noticed a single large, discolored patch on the floor right beside it, unlike any other mark in the room. However, upon seeing this area, everything clicked for him, and the situation took on a far more disturbing meaning.
Oh, that's weird. That's like hair. Maybe from an animal, though. Oh, what? Wait a second. The floor is like discolored in this one area for some reason. I don't know why. Oh my gosh. Wait, it's like there's like nowhere else on the floor that it's discolored like this. This might have been the spot that she died. I just realized there's like a pool of liquids that kind of went down here. Oh, that is... I wish I realized that after going in this room. Oh, that's terrible. Holy cow. So that just must have happened right here. Whoa. That's very, very sad. This was all her. This is definitely her room. Here's like all her clothing in there. This is definitely stuff she's filmed herself, I believe. Oh, it's so weird being in here now. Oh man, this is very odd. Whole lot of books here. Oh, I want to get away from this room. Let me film this. And get out. Yeah, look at that. Does that not look like something strange happened? Sure does to me. Anyways, walking kind of through here. Oh man.
With the gravity of the situation setting in, he suddenly found himself looking at the room in a completely different way. The bed, the stains, and that single warped patch of floor were no longer just signs of age and neglect. They felt like evidence of a final moment, frozen in place. As that realization sank in, his thoughts shifted from casual curiosity to the horrifying possibility that he was standing in the exact spot where Miss K had sadly passed away and lain undiscovered. Shaken but trying to stay composed, he continued to scan the room for answers, knowing that whatever he found next might either confirm his worst fears or raise even more unsettling questions about what had really happened there. Not long after, as he investigated further, he began to notice small details left behind by those who had entered after her.
More books. Okay, I'm gonna get out of this room now. Don't want to be in here. Oh, dude. She totally passed away here. That's like for the hazmat crew. Somebody left their shoe behind. Oh, there's another one. Oh, jeez. Get me out of here. Dude.
Yo.
She passed away in that room.
Did she actually?
Yes.
How can you tell?
Dude, there's like fluids all over the floor and on the bed.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she could have been dead there and no one knew until, someone came to check on her.
Yeah. It's so weird once you realize it.
What do you think happened to the cats?
They
also
were all around. I don't know.
Standing there, the duo realized they were witnessing the aftermath of a tragic scene, not just an abandoned room frozen in time. The hazmat remnants on the floor, the stains on the bed, and the discolored patch on the floorboards made it clear that this bedroom was where Miss K had spent her final moments and had once required professionals in full protective gear to intervene. After this realization, they quietly stepped out of the bedroom and continued their exploration, heading upstairs to the guest area, where neatly made beds and prepared guest spaces created a calm, welcoming atmosphere, an eerie contrast to the room below, where she had died alone. They later explained that after guests had left, Miss K had tragically passed away in her downstairs bedroom, unnoticed until long after she was gone, and her body was left to decompose. With no heirs listed in her will, the bank ultimately seized the house and auctioned off the property, leaving all of her belongings behind, meaning the explorers were walking through her life exactly as she had left it before she passed. In conclusion to these events, all they could do was document what remained inside and step back out into the woods, leaving behind a perfectly preserved life, a quiet bed and breakfast, and a bedroom that would forever mark where Miss K's story came to a lonely end. The following footage was recorded by a man named Renato Garcia in December of 2017. In the video, Renato, along with one of his friends, were riding their motorcycle inside an abandoned hospital when they unexpectedly made one of the most horrifying discoveries. Renato, who is a well-known Brazilian YouTuber, was documenting his visit to the infamous hospital in a dangerous part of Paraná, Brazil. The initial minutes of this segment went pretty smoothly. The two explorers were riding their bikes through the building and were thoroughly enjoying their time during their ride. But they were having some trouble navigating their route, as they had reached a particularly narrow and secluded section of the hospital, and at times even struggled to turn their bikes. But despite these challenges, they ultimately persevered and continued to venture deeper into this area. However, as they rode through this part, a strange man suddenly appeared out of a room, forcing them to make an abrupt stop. And before they could even process the situation, the man pulled out a knife and began confronting the two explorers, demanding that they give up everything that they had.
Ô tio, que é isso, irmão? Ixi, não tem dinheiro não.
Acho que tem. Mas tem umas horas no hospital, mano. Ah, então tô fumando cigarrinho aí, tio. Tem como não?
Não tem, né? Só nós veio aqui pra conhecer.
Ô louco, tio, dá um realzinho aí, tio. Você com esse botão aí, você não tem um real.
Você tem algum dinheiro aí, Renato?
Não tenho, não trouxe dinheiro não, mano.
Ô louco, tio, dá um real aí, tio.
Ixi, pior que não tem nada.
Ah, então o bagulho é o seguinte.
Não, ô, sai pra lá com esse negócio aí, mano.
The man aggressively confronted the explorers, even pulling out a knife in an attempt to rob them. But unfortunately for the attacker, Renato's friend, who was behind him, had anticipated the severity of the dangerously escalating situation and immediately took action by drawing out his own weapon, and in an act of self-defense, ordered the man to calm down and drop the knife.
Não, ô, sai pra lá com esse negócio aí, mano.
Oi, maluco. Calma aí, Mike, calma aí. Vai querer assaltar nosso parceiro? Qual que é, velho? A gente tá gravando um vídeo aqui, mano. E aí? Mas é assim que pede dinheiro, mano?
Você arrancou uma faca pra mim, cuzão?
Larga a faca aí, fazendo favor. Por que você tá na covardia? Por que tá na covardia, mano? Você quer dinheiro, você pede. Se a gente não tem, você vai querer roubar a gente? Você tá mais com quem aqui? Vai querer ligar pra polícia?
Não, deixa ele que se foda.
Caralho, você me deu um susto, viado. Pode continuar sua caminhada, mano. Pode continuar. Caralho, velho, levei um susto, mano.
O cara brota do nada, mano. E essa faca aí que nós vai fazer?
Caralho, velho.
Sai andando, tio.
Caralho, mano, tô tremendo, viado.
Fortunately for the explorers, the man immediately backed up and calmed down once he realized they had a weapon. The explorers then ordered him to drop his knife, which he complied with, before they relentlessly questioned him about his actions. They even threatened to report him to the police, to which he pleaded not to. The man eventually apologized to the explorers before departing and leaving them alone. Once the situation had settled and they were out of danger, the duo recounted that they were extremely shaken and shocked by the whole situation, but also felt immense gratitude for being unharmed during this chilling altercation. The duo eventually got on their motorcycles and started making their way toward the exit. Thankfully, they didn't encounter anything unusual again and were able to navigate their way out of the building safely. Nevertheless, all credit to the explorers' quick thinking and their act of self-defense. They were able to de-escalate the entire situation and managed to escape a potentially life-threatening encounter without any harm. In July of 2023, two YouTubers named Sam and Jessica uploaded a video titled "Abandoned House Full of Dead Bodies" to their channel, Sam and Jess Explore. Their channel focuses on urban exploration, where the duo explores and typically documents their visits to various abandoned locations around the world. In this particular video, Sam and Jessica decided to drive to a remote part of England to explore an abandoned farmhouse. As soon as the duo arrived at the location, they noticed a flock of sheep aimlessly roaming around the property, and later even discovered a couple of old, abandoned vehicles. When they reached the entrance, they saw that the door, which was the only accessible entrance, was completely sealed off. But they found a narrow opening above the door, and somehow squeezed through it. Upon their entry, they were immediately met with a strong smell of decay, and described it as smelling like death itself. As they ventured further into the living room, they noticed that almost every part of the house was filled with trash and piled high with years of hoarded items. They then decided to leave that room and chose to check out the kitchen area. However, as soon as they reached that section, that's when they made a horrifying discovery.
Look, that's like a massive dead sheep.
Oh,
a pile of them.
yeah. Here we go. So this is the kitchen.
And this is where you start finding dead animals. Look, a coffin.
Oh man, a massive coffin.
That's even labelled as well.
What does it say?
Can't see it.
Oh my god.
It's a disintegrated dog.
Is that maggots?
Mm-hmm. Old, dead, dried up maggots.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, look. Oh my gosh. Someone's put that in there, haven't they? Yeah. Holy hell, man. Why? What?
Oh shit. I didn't realise it was like that here. Oh my god, mate. It stinks in here.
What the hell? It stinks. Why, I wonder why she would keep them all inside. There's bones everywhere. Oh my god.
It's disgusting.
In the sink. That one had horns.
She obviously lost her mind now.
Look, bags of bodies. Chainsaw.
Oh yeah, but this is what this was.
Yeah, this white bag is just a bag of bodies. They probably didn't want to get into trouble, did they?
Oh yeah, so they hid it all.
For, neglecting the animals.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
After finding several carcasses and bones of multiple animals, the explorers were completely shocked by their discoveries. As they investigated the room further, they found several cans of chemicals, a tub, and even a chainsaw, which only made them more suspicious about what sinister event might have once transpired within these walls. Although the duo was deeply disturbed by these findings, they still chose to remain in the room for several minutes, trying their best to investigate and make sense of what they had stumbled upon. However, as they were investigating their surroundings, they suddenly heard a car driving into the property.
Vehicle.
The old sink. You won't be able to get in.
This has a key.
I'll have to be quiet. This is literally the most hillbilly room I've ever been in. She's literally just brought them in bags. I keep hearing that. Apart from obviously outside. Shit. Okay, so there's like 3 people outside the house right now. I don't know if they're gonna come in or not. There's an old man in the front garden. I don't even want to look. I wonder which door he can access. Shh. He's trying to get in the front door. I literally just missed it. Just be quiet and I don't think he'll know it. He's checking it all. They're gonna think no one's in it. They got back into the car. Just gotta wait for them to drive away.
I think that's too cold.
Really? I don't think they think no one's there because no one's broken in. One of them is not happy me. Stuck in this stinking house. I'm scared to go around the corner. Do you reckon? They might come back with the key though. Need to try and film it.
Still there.
Really?
After noticing a group of individuals talking outside the house, the explorers immediately rushed into the kitchen and began hiding there for approximately the next 10 minutes. Over the course of this anxious period, the group continued talking outside, leaving the explorers completely puzzled about who they were and, most importantly, how they would manage to leave the house. Fortunately for them, they eventually heard the group walking away, but the voices didn't disappear entirely, as the duo could still hear them talking in the distance. The explorers, taking advantage of the moment, decided to venture into the upper levels to get a different vantage point and investigate where the group was, hoping to leave the house without being noticed.
Oh my gosh.
They're right there. Are they? Can I see that car?
No.
Yeah. They're back there.
Oh my god.
Don't look.
Alright. They've left. Why would they turn around just to come back?
I'm watching them. It's so weird. They've just pulled up there, like 3 meters up the road.
They're probably trying to see if we're gonna come out.
Yeah.
I'm sweating. Oh my god. Somebody's bed just covered. Oh shit. Fuck. Did she see us? Yeah. She did. Did she see us right now?
She's seen
Really? That was really bad timing. Oh my god, what are we gonna... Just old people looking after this house. Can you see anything? Where? I can't see her out that window anymore.
She's in the middle of the garden.
Really?
They know we're here.
Yeah.
You might as well just go out there.
Well, yeah, we are in a sec. I just wanted to finish filming the house.
After being spotted by the old lady, the explorers immediately pressed themselves against the walls, remaining perfectly still and hiding for several agonizing minutes. By this point, the duo had realized that their cover had been blown, and it had become painfully clear that the group was most likely waiting for them outside the house. Despite the looming threat, they chose to hold their ground, unwilling to give up their exploration so easily. They continued hiding while momentarily scanning the surrounding area, desperately waiting for an opportunity to escape without being detected. However, despite their best efforts, the group eventually confronted the explorers and ordered them to leave the house.
Right, we're gonna try and get out of here. I know. It's like a tractor or something. Does that work? Is it? They've just started it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he pulled up in that road.
Is he just turned up? That's for us, isn't it? Yeah, mate.
Should go.
See it?
Do you reckon he's trying to act like he needs to get into the field?
Oh, yeah.
You can't drive in that field though.
No, you can. Oh, fuck.
Let's just go out.
This is so awkward. They're gonna be so vexed when we come out of the window, mate. They're gonna shout at us. Yeah, she's vexed. I can't believe I'm trapped in this derp house. We're gonna attempt to get out, and when we get out there, we'll start filming again. The sheep are telling them where. Let's go out the front. Let me give you this.
They're at our car.
They're at our car.
Although it appeared as though the explorers had somehow successfully managed to escape the house, and even did so without being spotted by the group. However, as they were approaching their vehicles, they were immediately stopped by 2 locals. Fortunately for them, the locals did not confront them or cause any problems. They were quite understanding once they explained that they were explorers. When the duo asked about the house, particularly the bones and carcasses, the locals mentioned that they knew the family who once lived there. According to them, when the couple sadly passed away, their only daughter couldn't manage the farm alone. To avoid trouble with welfare, she decided to hide any dead sheep in the utility room and also struggled to part with her deceased pets. She eventually fled the house when the living conditions became too poor. The explorers later reflected on their experience and noted that although it now appears like something from a horror film, it was upsetting to learn that this was the result of someone trying to cope with loss and illness, and that their once happy home had ended up this way. Nonetheless, this story does have a positive ending, as the locals ultimately concluded that there are plans to empty the house and renovate it soon. In September of 2025, a YouTuber named 2Swag uploaded a video titled "Exploring the World's Largest Abandoned Mall" to his channel, 2Swag Production. His channel primarily focuses on urban exploration, and he frequently posts footage of his experiences exploring various abandoned locations around the world. In this particular video, the uploader along with one of his friends decided to explore an abandoned mall known as the Forest Fair Mall, situated in Cincinnati, Ohio. According to the explorers, the mall has been closed since 2022 and is considered to be one of the biggest abandoned malls in the United States. Since its closure, it is set to be demolished, and due to its abandoned status, it is constantly surveilled and monitored by multiple security guards. Despite all this, the explorers remained completely undeterred and set out to explore the abandoned facility. As the duo began their exploration, they initially walked around the mall to find an entrance. During this time, they spotted a red truck that was parked outside the building. The duo, thinking that the truck was empty, decided to take a chance and started making their way towards the mall. However, as they were approaching the entrance, that's when they encountered something that sent them running out of the building.
Yo, there's security right there. They're parked outside, but they're actually inside. I'm pretty sure there's two of them. There's one right there, and then you can't see the other truck, but it's right there. So, I mean... Oh. Security's in his truck. So we're gonna leave for a little bit, and then we're gonna try again. I don't think, is he driving towards us?
No, he's sitting in there, but he definitely saw us, bro. Yeah, now he's driving.
Oh shit, he's coming to us. I don't want to encounter him because then he's gonna know what we look like. All right, if he comes towards us, we're running, bro. He can't see us. He can barely see us. Oh no, he coming. He coming. He coming. He coming. Yes. We gotta get out of here without being seen by him.
Unfortunately for the explorers, the red truck wasn't empty, and a security guard was indeed sitting inside it, which immediately forced the explorers to rush into the parking lot. The guard then got out of his truck and began following them. The duo, upon realizing this, immediately started running away and made their way out of the mall before the guard could get to them. But they did, however, return to the building a few hours later to continue with their exploration. Fortunately for the explorers, during their second attempt, they didn't get spotted, and they managed to enter the mall with relative ease. For almost the next 10 minutes, they cautiously explored the building, and they thankfully didn't encounter any security guards. They then left that area and decided to explore the ground floor. However, as they were walking through that section, that's when they stumbled upon something truly disturbing.
Don't go out in the main area.
I'm not supposed to be here.
Okay.
Literally. How did y'all get in here?
We found an open door.
No, y'all did.
Yeah, we did.
Every door is literally boarded up.
We'll leave.
No. Every door is boarded up. How did y'all get in?
We'll leave.
We'll leave. Where the fuck do we go?
As the explorers were walking through the ground floor, they unfortunately ran into a different security guard and ultimately got caught for the second time. The duo once again started running away and made their way out of the building before the guard could catch them. But this time they decided not to return to the mall immediately, as they had been caught multiple times within a couple of hours, and they knew that if they were caught again, they could face charges for trespassing or any other criminal offenses. But despite this setback, the duo didn't give up. About a month later, they decided to test their luck again and returned to the same abandoned mall for the third time. However, little did the explorers know that what they were about to encounter next would be far worse than anything they had experienced during their previous visits.
Like 5 minutes ago, a cop pulled up on us. So we're just trying to not have that happen again. But once we get into this parking lot, we're chill. Do you see anyone down there? Not that I can see. I'll get a closer look. I don't see anybody. He's on the lower level of here. That's where the holes is. That's where there's usually a security guard. And you think you'll see us going up here? It'll take like 5 literally walked down there. We were invis to that guy back there. We can try. Okay, let's go up. Let's try it. Center. Yeah. That's one security guard we know of. Oh my god. You guys, this is so stressful, you don't even know. This is the furthest we've got.
After noticing the security guard walking on the lower levels, the explorers cautiously started moving in the opposite direction to avoid any unwanted attention. For the next several minutes, they stayed hidden inside the room, trying to figure out their next move. They ultimately decided to go to the other side of the building to continue their exploration and also to move as far away as possible from the guards. During this time, they did hear some noises originating from the building, but they didn't think too much about them, given that they were relatively distant and it did appear as though they were completely alone in that section of the mall. However, as they were exploring that area, that's when they encountered something once again.
$125 for each of these. Definitely not worth it. What the hell? No, they were being loud as hell. No. Under them. I know. That's what I was trying to tell you. That's why I was saying don't go over. I didn't know we were over here. Yeah. Did you get seen? I don't think so.
After noticing a different group of explorers walking through the building, the duo wisely chose to avoid interacting with them or even getting close to that section. This decision was primarily fueled by the fact that the other group was being extremely loud, which compromised both of their positions and could ultimately result in the duo getting caught by the security guards. The explorers then left that part of the mall and once again started walking in the opposite direction. For almost the next 10 minutes, they cautiously moved from one side of the building to another, and they fortunately didn't encounter anything unusual during this time. They then left that part of the building and decided to check out the upper levels. However, as they were walking through that section, that's when they made a chilling discovery.
You hear that? You hear people screaming. You hear them talking. That's scary. There's no way. Stay in here. Should we investigate or stay in it? I feel like we should stay in it. What is he saying? Can you hear it? I don't know.
As soon as the explorers heard the noises, they immediately started running and hid inside one of the rooms. During this time, they had realized that the security guards were on the same floor as them, as they could hear the guards talking with each other. For the next few minutes, they stayed hidden inside the room, all while they heard loud noises and voices getting closer to their positions. By this point, they had also realized that the guards were actively trying to find them, and they began to contemplate whether they should stay hidden inside the room or simply just make a run for it. They ultimately decided to leave the room and investigate their surroundings in order for them to figure out their next move. However, as soon as they walked out of that room, that's when they encountered something that completely changed the course of their exploration.
What the fuck is happening? I think it's multiple security guards like chatting.
We're leaving. We're leaving.
Hey. Yo, he's full on chasing us, bro. Hey.
Close. Watch it.
Why y'all running? You was in here before, weren't you?
No.
Nah, no. Yeah, you was.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you was.
We're willing to leave, man. We didn't do nothing.
Nah, you did. You broke in.
I didn't break in.
Yes, you did.
I'll show you the door.
No, you're not showing nothing. You broke in. Yes, you did. I promise you. It's criminal damage if you're in here. Goofy motherfucker, I've been security here for a year. You gotta be slow. Literally, you gotta be slow. Running ain't gonna get you nowhere, dumbass.
Where do you go? Which way? Which way? That way. Wait. Oh, fuck.
To the explorers' absolute shock, the security guard started chasing them and relentlessly pursued them until they got trapped inside a room. The guard then aggressively started confronting the explorers, which is understandable given that his job and purpose for being there is to protect the building. Fortunately, during this intense altercation, the duo spotted an open door and immediately made a run for it. They then, out of pure luck, trapped the guard inside a room, and they managed to escape the building without getting caught. Although this entire encounter could have gone wrong in numerous ways, but in the end it turned out to be the right course of action, as they successfully navigated their way out of this situation without being caught or arrested for trespassing or any other charges. In July of 2023, a British YouTuber named Andrew uploaded a terrifying video titled "The Scariest Video I've Ever Recorded" to his channel, Proving Demons. Andrew's channel primarily focuses on paranormal investigation, and he often documents footage of his adventures exploring various haunted and abandoned locations across the United Kingdom. In this particular video, Andrew, along with a few of his friends, decided to investigate an abandoned haunted house situated somewhere in England. As the explorers began their video, they drove for almost 30 minutes to locate the abandoned facility. They then parked their car near the road and continued the rest of the journey on foot. After walking for a while, they eventually arrived at the haunted building. Once inside, the explorers immediately mentioned that they were already on edge and noted that the building had a very eerie atmosphere. Nonetheless, they hoped for the best and eventually got back to their investigation. During the initial minutes of their investigation, they cautiously moved through the building, searching to see if anyone was currently inside. Fortunately for the explorers, they didn't hear or see anything unusual during this time. They then decided to conduct a test using the ghost hunting equipment that they had brought. During their test, they did get some readings, but nothing too conclusive to indicate that the building was haunted. The explorers then decided to leave that floor and conduct the test on the upper levels. However, as they were conducting the test, that's when they made a chilling discovery.
I don't like that. Can we also address the giggling? Yeah. Like, I'm 99% sure that's actual people outside.
We literally got. We literally got. Smell. Somebody's here.
Okay, let's go downstairs.
That's the step. Alright, somebody's here. Oh, great. Come on, you guys, me and Alex up front. Wait. Hold up, let me put some stuff away. Move back for a sec so I can put my stuff away.
Keep on the stairway. Keep on the stairway.
Can't run. Yeah, I know.
After hearing the loud bangs, the explorers, startled by the commotion, immediately started walking away from the noises. As they retreated, they heard even more noises coming from the same direction. Recognizing the potential danger that they were in, they ultimately decided to leave the building and began walking down the stairs. However, as they were approaching the exit, that's when they encountered something extremely disturbing.
Is this a way out? Oh, where?
Front left.
Find an exit. Just go. Find an exit. No, that's the way out.
After repeatedly hearing loud banging noises, the explorers immediately ran out of the building. However, even after leaving, they couldn't find a proper route back to their car. For the next several minutes, they struggled to navigate their way out of the property, and every time they found a path, they would either get stuck or end up getting lost in a dense maze of bushes. Disturbingly, the loud bangs continued and grew closer, and it seemed as if whoever was inside was actively searching for them. As a result, their only option now was to keep hiding behind the bushes and hope that the individual wouldn't find them.
This ain't the way out. Stop panicking. Go.
They've got weapons.
What? What? It doesn't matter, dude.
They have some sort of weapon.
You know.
I heard them firing. I don't know what it is. It could be a pellet gun. It sounded like a chainsaw.
No.
It could be a fucking BB gun. It could be something, but it's definitely something you don't want to walk into.
Okay.
Listen to me very, very clearly. I can see crystal clear right now. There's no lights. You need to listen to me. And I told you this morning about what I say. You do. Don't question me. You just do it.
There's lights on in there. Get down there, look at first. What'd they say? What did he say?
He said, come out and do something bad with you. Go,
Andrew, these people, they're not clearly.
By this point, the explorers had been hiding behind the bushes for almost 20 minutes, and Andrew stopped recording at some point as his sole focus was to escape the situation. Although he didn't capture this on camera, he later mentioned that they ran back inside the building, as the only exit they knew was the one they had initially entered from. However, when they got to the building, they saw 3 armed men chasing them. The explorers, driven by pure survival instinct, continued to run back to the car, all while the men pursued them. Fortunately for the explorers, they made it back to their car just in time and immediately drove off. They later called the police and mentioned everything they had witnessed within the building. The cops eventually arrived at the location and went after the armed men. When Andrew got home, he mentioned that this was one of the scariest things he had ever encountered. And he also noted that they were extremely fortunate that night to have escaped the potentially life-threatening situation with only a few minor scratches and injuries. The following footage was uploaded to the YouTube channel Deep Ocean Cop in July of 2014. In the video, a small group of urban explorers ventured into an abandoned building when they unexpectedly stumbled upon a scene straight out of a horror movie. At first, the explorers did not jump to any conclusions and kept thinking that it was probably a prop from an old movie set or something else entirely. But as they walked down the long hallway, they noticed that the floor, walls, and every other surface in sight were smeared with long streaks of fresh-looking red liquid, accompanied by clear drag marks and blackish stains extending the length of the corridor. As they followed the marks, the group reacted with audible shock and unease, especially when focusing on how fresh the liquid appeared and how far the drag marks extended. However, the situation soon took a turn for the worse, when they discovered a set of bullet casings lying on the ground.
That's an actual bullet. That's an actual bullet. See the bullet on the ground over there? Looks like there's some red slime down there. I don't know what I do, but that looks like it might be the culprit. Might be.
With the gravity of the situation setting in, the explorers were absolutely speechless and deeply disturbed by what they were witnessing. They later noted that discovering the bullet was the tipping point, making the scene feel potentially connected to real violence and more like a crime scene than a movie set or a prank. After these chilling discoveries, the explorers immediately left the building, but it remains unclear whether they called the police upon leaving or if they actually walked into a real crime scene. However, based on everything the explorers recorded that day, particularly the continuous drag pattern stretching the full length of the hallway, the only plausible explanation is that something sinister was most likely at play, with someone or something having been pulled a significant distance. The footage also strongly suggests signs of struggle, the movement of a person, and even an attempt to conceal evidence. However, given the lack of information or any follow-up posts provided by the uploader, it is difficult to draw any definitive conclusions or connect this video to a real crime scene. Additionally, there are no legitimate mainstream news reports or official police statements related to this specific video, indicating that there was no confirmed police involvement or confirmed crime. Consequently, as of the time this video was uploaded, it remains a chilling mystery whether what the explorers witnessed that day was merely a staged scene or whether they actually documented a genuine crime scene. The following footage was uploaded to the YouTube channel Rome300LA in October of 2025. In the video, an Urbex creator set out to document an abandoned hospital located in a rather sketchy neighborhood in Los Angeles. At the start of his video, he immediately warned his viewers to never go to this abandoned site, implying that it was very dangerous to do so, as the building had become a hideout for squatters and other unpredictable strangers. In spite of the risk, he still chose to press on and made his way inside in the middle of the night. With a gun in one hand and a flashlight in the other, he cautiously moved deeper into the almost pitch-black interior of the building. After only a short time, something began to feel off. He started to hear human-like voices, distant creaks, and faint thumps echoing through the building. But with the wind outside and this massive empty structure around him, he couldn't tell whether the sounds were coming from inside the hospital or somewhere outside. Still, he continued pressing deeper into the building. Following the weak beam of his flashlight, he worked his way through the passageways until he reached a long, seemingly endless corridor lined with doorways that genuinely looked as though someone could burst out from at any given second. However, as he carefully made his way down the hallway, he suddenly stumbled upon something extremely alarming.
Vine a hacer grafitis. Y luego me voy. Ven acá. Tengo un arma para protegerme. Todo bien. Ven acá, ven acá. Salga, mi amigo. No policía, mi amigo. Salga. No te lastimes.
By this point, it was clear that someone was definitely at the far end of the hallway and was hiding inside one of the rooms. So he held his position and stayed like that for almost 10 minutes, calling out over and over into the darkness, trying to get whoever was there to respond. But no matter how many times he spoke, no one answered him back. Instead, all he heard was the same eerie whistle, the sound of shuffling movement from the person lurking somewhere ahead, and strange speaker-like noises echoing faintly through the corridor. It began to feel as if whoever was hiding there was deliberately trying not to be seen, either realizing he had a gun or choosing to stay just out of sight while still making their presence known. The longer it went on, the more exposed and on edge he felt, standing there in the open with no idea who or what was toying with him from the shadows. Eventually, his nerves couldn't take this any longer, and he made the decision to head down the hallway and find out exactly who or what was hiding inside.
Salga. No te lastimes.
Despite meticulously searching through each room along the hallway, the explorer didn't find anyone inside. Instead of answers, he was left even more baffled than before. But what he did find were clear signs of recent human presence, things like several pieces of clothing, trash, and scattered junk, all of it suggesting that someone had been staying there not long ago. He figured that whoever had been hiding at the end of the hallway might have slipped away the moment they realized he was closing in, either finding a better hiding spot deeper inside, ducking into a blind corner, or even jumping out of a window to avoid being seen. Regardless of how or where this person had vanished, the overall experience inside, especially the constant noises, the eerie whistle he had heard earlier, and the evidence of someone living there was more than enough to convince him it was time to get out of this building. However, the moment he stepped back outside, he was suddenly confronted by a man brandishing a weapon and standing there waiting for him.
Yeah, tell your hood to come on. I'm ready right now.
What's up, Rob? What's up, fool?
What you gonna do with that? I need to come in. What you gonna do with that? You wanna get laid out, bitch? I'll lay your ass out right now. I'll lay your ass out. You swing that shit. I'll lay your ass out right now, bitch.
Go.
Out right now. You better get the back. You better get right now.
Hey, there's a camera right there.
I don't give a
Oh, you. Oh, they got you, motherfucker. So, hey, I'll be proud. This is Westside Rock Street. And get the fuck out. There's a camera.
I'll be back.
Hey,
I'll be back. You letting me in. I'll be back.
I'm here. I'll be here.
Yeah, I'll be back. You better be inside. There's no cameras.
Why? Hey, the camera say hi.
Camera.
It says hi to you.
The man turned out to be someone who clearly spent a lot of time around the hospital, a rough, aggressive individual who looked and sounded like he might have been under the influence of something. He advanced on the explorer while brandishing his weapon, shouting and confronting him in a way that made it obvious that this was his territory, and he didn't want anyone else there. Despite this, the explorer held his ground and matched the man's energy, raising his voice and making it clear he wasn't going to back down or be pushed around. Their exchange was clearly heated and aggressive on both sides. But even with weapons drawn and tempers flaring, it stopped short of turning physical. No one was hurt, and eventually the confrontation broke off before it escalated into something far worse. Nevertheless, situations like this serve as a chilling reminder that you never really know who or what you might run into when exploring abandoned buildings, and that you should always prioritize safety and carry at least something basic to protect yourself, so you're not completely defenseless if things suddenly go wrong. The following footage was uploaded to the YouTube channel XADV Official in March 2026. In the video, an Urbex creator named Leon set out to explore an abandoned local restaurant with a few of his friends. It's important to note that he had already visited the place once during daylight, and had warned that it felt more like a dangerous, sketchy hangout spot for criminals, rather than a haunted location. This time, they cautiously moved through the dark building, using only their phone flashlights and a single pocket knife, recording everything as they went. Early on, they noticed clear drug-related paraphernalia in one of the rooms, reinforcing the idea that the building had most certainly been taken over by squatters or drug users at some point. Over the course of their exploration, they kept hearing strange thumps and distant sounds, and one friend even insisted it felt like someone was hiding in the darkness with them. As they pressed deeper inside, things only worsened. Leon began pointing out subtle changes since his last visit, making it even clearer that someone had been there very recently.
This is where the electric chair was. Okay, it's not here. Okay, I'm telling you, there was a chair.
What the fuck is that?
See all these wires?
Bro, that's recent, bro.
You're joking, bro.
What? Oh. Yo, y'all are scaring the shit out of us, bro. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That looks like blood, but what I think it is, it's the soda. Because these are the soda, like, strings.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'm telling you, there was a chair right here. And there's, like, wires and stuff all going through the chair, bro. Tell me that's not creepy, bro.
I'm getting confused as to where we are. No, I know where we are. I know where we are.
Hey, shine your...
Because
I
in
swear
here...
I just saw a light behind there.
No,
or is that just us?
It's from us, it's from us. Because look, this is just the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just... Yeah. That's where this is the blocked area. We unlocked it now.
That's funny.
I fucking swear to God I heard a thump over there.
A what? A phone?
A thump. It's probably the...
Don't say that.
I swear to God, dude.
Don't say that.
No, I swear to This room is actually really creepy. That's what I want to like. Yeah.
No, oh God, fuck.
What the fuck is that?
That was JP, but...
Bro, that sounded like it came from over there. Alright, y'all ready to leave, bro? This is getting creepy.
It's small like the guys, too.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Yo.
Holy shit.
What?
That's insane.
Come look. What the fuck?
What? Hold on.
Why is that here, though? Like, why is that just in a restaurant?
I'm shutting this.
No. We have to investigate.
No, that's disrespectful. No.
It's just
weird.
like now.
No,
Open
that's
it again.
weird.
Open it again.
Oh my fucking
Why is it like a moist? Look.
Did y'all hear that?
Because I just touched it.
It's probably. Here, open it
Dude,
again.
y'all got me paranoid. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, bro. I mean.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
I heard something from over there.
I don't want to be peeking in the ladies' room, bro. Well, I am now. That's okay. That's creepy, bro.
Was that there before, what?
I haven't been back here before. That's the thing. I was too scared to come back here.
I feel like this used to be like a whorehouse for a minute or some shit.
After stepping out of the bathroom, their minds began racing. It no longer felt like they were exploring an abandoned restaurant. Instead, it felt as though they had stepped into a stranger's home uninvited, and the possibility that someone was still inside with them became impossible to ignore. The piles of clothing on the filthy floor, the odd setup they had just seen, the distant noises, and the drug paraphernalia they'd found earlier all started to paint the same disturbing picture, convincing them that this wasn't simply a hangout, it was where someone actually lived. Trying not to panic, they chose to continue exploring other parts of the restaurant before calling it quits and leaving the abandoned building for good. Eventually, they decided to head back toward the bathroom one last time, just to make sure no one was actually there and to calm their nerves. However, when they reached the area again, something was different. The door they had gone through earlier was now firmly shut and locked from the inside.
I just don't want to risk it.
Is there a fucking light or is that just me?
Where?
You don't.
No, that's a bag. That's a bag.
Move your light.
Move your light. Move your light. God,
Dude, it does look like a light though.
Like
I don't know. Here,
bro.
I don't know if you can tell on camera.
Dude, that fucking
You can.
scared me, bro.
Yeah, okay, you can. Look. See? It looks like a light's going off under there. But it's just us. It's somehow like reflecting. It's probably from the mirrors. It is from the mirrors, you're right. But that dude.
Oh shit! Oh fuck!
It is from the mirrors, you're right. But that dude.
What? Holy fuck! What? Holy fuck! Holy fuck! Come on, come on! Go! Okay, go. You're good, you're good. Holy fucking shit. What the actual fuck? I will stab that motherfucker. They're fucking coming. What the actual fuck? What the actual fuck? Holy shit. Where was that person? How do we get there? Babe, come on.
I knew there was a fucking light.
You were right, bro. There was a light.
Dude, I thought I was tripping balls. Dude, I was telling you, I was like, wait, shut up.
No, my heart is fucking racing.
I fucking told you I heard someone. Dude, yeah, no, I was telling you. Remember
what the actual fuck, bro?
From the little footage the explorers managed to capture, the individual appeared to be an older woman in extremely rough shape, who had likely been living inside the restaurant and using the rooms as a makeshift shelter. Her presence suddenly made sense of everything Leon and his friends had seen inside, and the moment that locked door flew open, their worst fear was confirmed. She suddenly lunged out from the bathroom area and came straight at them, sending the entire group spinning around and sprinting for the exit as they screamed their way through the dark corridors and out into the open. Eventually, Leon and his friends managed to outrun her, scrambling across the lot and putting as much distance as they could between themselves and the building, until they were sure she was no longer behind them. Shaken out of breath and covered in scrapes, they regrouped outside, only to later spot the same woman again, this time not coming after them but wandering aimlessly in the area.
What the actual fuck? Where? Yo, what the? Bro.
Let's go back to the car. Fuck that.
Yeah, go to the car.
What the fuck?
She went through the front door, so... Bro, no, she went around. She went where we went.
In conclusion to these chilling events, when they later captured her walking aimlessly outside, she appeared less like a threat and more like a deeply troubled person, someone who might have been homeless, addicted, or mentally unwell, with nowhere else to go but this decaying restaurant she called home. The clothes, the personal items in the bathroom, and the drug paraphernalia scattered throughout suggested she had been squatting there for some time, possibly under the influence or in a highly unstable state. It's still unclear exactly why she chased them, but it's not hard to see why someone hiding in an illegal shelter might snap when confronted by strangers with cameras in their only safe space. Whether driven by fear, rage, or a desperate need to protect what little she had, she followed them out of the building, forcing several of the explorers to trip and fall in their panicked rush to escape. Even though her presence turned their exploration into a real-life nightmare, Leon and his friends were incredibly lucky in the end. They managed to get away with only a few cuts, bruises, and a terrifying story, rather than discovering just how far she was truly willing to go. In June of 2025, a YouTuber named Luke uploaded a video titled, "I Explored an Abandoned Prison" to his channel Luke Explores. His channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and he often uploads footage of himself exploring various abandoned locations across North America. In this particular video, Luke, along with one of his friends, decided to explore an abandoned prison known as the SCI Greensburg, situated in Hempfield Township, Pennsylvania. As the explorers began their video, they arrived at the facility early in the morning. This decision was primarily fueled by the fact that they wanted to explore the building in peace, as they didn't want to be disturbed by anyone. Fortunately for the duo, their early morning arrival allowed them to explore the premises without any disturbances. They spent the next several hours inside, and by the time the sun began to rise, their exploration was still progressing smoothly. They then continued exploring and decided to check out the upper levels. However, as they were walking across the hallway, that's when they stumbled upon something truly disturbing.
What are they drilling? There isn't even any cars out there. No. So the weird thing is, they are drilling. Whatever they're drilling or cutting, it is coming directly down the middle of this well right here. Like, it is like in line with the door. But there is not a unless there's a car that's literally parked right out front. There's nothing there. It's like the weirdest thing, and it sounds like they're drilling underground. I'm gonna go around the corner and see if I can get a closer look. There's no cars out there at all. I'm so confused. Like, it sounds like they're right below us.
After hearing the noises, the explorers immediately went towards its direction to investigate the source. For the next several minutes, they moved from one side of the building to another, but despite searching everywhere, they unfortunately found nothing that could have caused those noises. Consequently, they suspected that a scrapper might be in the lower sections of the building and was responsible for causing the noises. This detail is particularly alarming, especially since a scrapper could be carrying a sledgehammer, or even worse, they could also be armed and potentially use them against the explorers if they felt threatened or cornered. But the duo didn't think too much about this detail, and eventually decided to go down to the ground floor to investigate.
Alright, so we're gonna go downstairs really quick, because that's where it sounds like the drilling's coming from, and it smells like oil. So I kinda wanna run down there and just see if I see anything. Should I run down there real quick? Okay, so literally directly on this side of it underneath us, it's like the sound is like carrying it. There is basically, like literally like right here, like an underground pathway that is somewhat lit up that goes like here to here. So they might be doing something like underground or something. I don't know. That might be why they don't have cars here. And that might be why we can't figure out where they are. So I think we should keep going, oddly enough. What the hell?
After realizing that the noises were originating from the ground floor, they wisely chose not to explore that section and immediately started walking in the opposite direction, as they didn't want to attract any unwanted attention. They then continued to explore the building for an additional 15 minutes, and it did appear as though the explorers were completely alone in that section, as the noises were fairly distant and the situation had significantly calmed down by now. During this time, they also went up to the roof to see if they could spot any cars or even the scrappers themselves. But once again, they found nothing. Nonetheless, they eventually went back down to continue with their exploration. However, just moments later, as they were walking towards one of the rooms, that's when they encountered something once again.
That's pretty cool. What the heck? Oh my goodness gracious. Here's us thinking that this would be the best day to do this. Okay guys, this is where we're at right now. We have to be so quiet because we were walking down one of the main hallways and we thought we were getting further away from them. But all of a sudden I looked for Kari because I heard someone coming up the stairs and I saw the shadow coming up the stairs of a person. And then I looked and she was right next to me. And then I heard the grunting and we just started running, like tiptoe running. And he literally walked like on the outside of it. So we're not sure if like he just came up and walked out because we heard a truck drive away. Before we either get out of here or keep going, we need to go get eyes on whatever is here. If there's multiple cars here and they're still here, I don't think it's gonna make sense for us to stick around a lot longer. So we're just gonna hope, that they're actually gone. So we're gonna give it one more minute and then I'm gonna turn the camera back on and we're gonna get going. So let's explore. You ready? Alright, there's no one out there. Do we want to wait another minute or do we want to just send it and see if we can see anyone out there? I think let's wait 2 more minutes to play it safe and then we'll go see.
After noticing someone walking towards them, the explorers immediately ran into one of the rooms and began hiding. By this point, they had also realized that the noises were not caused by a scrapper, but rather by a group of workers who were actively trying to demolish the building and were accompanied by several security guards. Realizing that they would get arrested if they got caught, the explorers had no other option but to find out where the workers were in order for them to figure out whether they should continue exploring or leave the building.
Literally, he came up that staircase on the right-hand side. You can see it. Kari, you know that's the front, right? Okay, I didn't realize that. That's why he walked out this way. Alright guys, at this point we're probably gonna go ahead and try to get out of here. For the third time in like 20 minutes, we were about 5 seconds away from getting caught red-handed because the workers are using the main hallways here. So every time we keep going up the hallway, literally one of them keeps coming up the stairs. Yeah, no, this is where they were, but they obviously weren't doing any cutting in here. Please, the truck.
By this point, the explorers had been hiding inside the room for several minutes, and every time they attempted to escape, they would either hear the workers or see them approaching their location. At one point during their escape, they even spotted a security guard in a pickup truck that was parked outside the building, which effectively blocked their only exit. Given their circumstances, the explorers couldn't simply walk out of the premises, and they had no other viable option but to continue hiding inside the room, and all they could do now was hope that the workers and guards would leave the building without finding them. For almost the next 3 hours, they stayed hidden, all while they heard footsteps and loud noises coming towards them. Luckily for the duo, the noises eventually stopped, and both the guards and the workers left the building. They then cautiously made their way towards the exit, and they fortunately managed to get out of the building without being detected. Nonetheless, the explorers were incredibly fortunate that day that they weren't caught or detained by the security guards, and they managed to escape the entire situation without being arrested for trespassing or any other charges. In November of 2025, a YouTuber named Chris Hill uploaded a chilling video titled "Scary Encounter While Exploring an Abandoned Factory Alone" to his channel, Urbex Hill. His channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and he often documents footage of himself exploring a variety of abandoned locations, most of which are based in the United States. In this particular video, Chris decided to explore an abandoned factory situated in a sketchy neighborhood of Cleveland, Ohio. As soon as Chris began his exploration, he encountered a couple of homeless individuals who were outside the building. But fortunately for him, the individuals didn't pose any significant risk towards him and were pretty much unbothered by his presence. He ultimately left them alone and eventually went inside the abandoned factory. Upon entering the building, he ventured into the basement, where he didn't find anything unusual. Chris eventually left that section and went up to the main warehouse. During this time, he suddenly heard noises that oddly sounded like people talking. He then decided to investigate its source and went in that direction. However, as he was investigating, that's when he stumbled upon something extremely disturbing.
It's weird.
After noticing the two homeless individuals, Chris immediately began hiding behind some crates. Luckily for him, the individuals ultimately left the factory and didn't spot him. He eventually decided to investigate the room where he had last seen them. During his investigation, he discovered that the room was filled with illegal substances and various other items. Chris, realizing that they were most likely using these substances and were under their influence, decided to leave the building, as running into these individuals would probably not end well for him. But before he departed, he did leave them some money, as he felt extremely sad for their living conditions. However, later that night, he made the difficult decision to return to the same factory again to explore what he hadn't before, and potentially to even see and help the individuals if they were still present inside.
Tons of shit left behind back here. A lot of noise back here too. Whoa, that looks crazy over there. Oh shit. Oh yeah, somebody's definitely sleeping in here. Look at that.
After spotting a bed inside one of the rooms, Chris immediately suspected that the people he had encountered earlier could be in the building and potentially even be living inside the room he was exploring. Disturbingly, he also heard a loud bang coming from the end of the hallway, making it even more obvious that someone was definitely still inside. Although a bit sketched out by the whole situation, he ultimately decided not to leave, but rather chose to investigate the noises and went toward its direction, regardless of any potential presence.
The hell? There's a homeless person in there. Yeah, I'm good. It's too late in the night to deal with that shit. Yo, that is crazy. Yeah, there's back there. Yeah. I'm out. It's so dangerous doing this in the middle of Cleveland at night, especially alone.
Upon realizing that there were people living inside the room and that they were now even complaining about the bright light he was shining directly toward their direction, Chris immediately acknowledged the unnecessary risk he was putting himself in and ultimately started walking in the opposite direction, heading straight for the exit. Chris then left the building, and fortunately, he didn't encounter anything unusual again. Chris later recounted that the reason behind this sudden departure was mainly due to the fact that it was extremely late at night, and also considering that he had found those illegal substances earlier, which made it even more alarming for him to interact with anyone. Nonetheless, Chris's decision to end his exploration early was definitely the right call, as it ultimately allowed him to prioritize safety and avoid a potentially dangerous confrontation. In October of 2025, 4 urban explorers from the YouTube channel Funbox Experience were filming a video in an abandoned mall when they unexpectedly encountered something that sent them running for their lives. The creators behind the channel are a close-knit group of friends who typically venture into abandoned locations, often exploring some of America's most sketchy and dangerous sites. In this particular video, the explorers, as part of their Halloween episode, chose to investigate the infamous Vaughn's headquarters located in Long Beach, California. This site has gained notoriety among urban explorers for its eerie atmosphere and intriguing history, making it a fitting choice for their Halloween-themed adventure. As they began their exploration, they parked their car nearby and made their way toward the abandoned facility. Upon arriving at the location, they sneaked in and entered the parking lot, which was the only known and accessible entrance that they had. While still in that area, they started setting up their gear to kick off their exploration. However, as they were preparing, they suddenly began hearing noises coming from their vicinity. And before they could even process who or what it was, they spotted a strange man in the distance who was now walking towards them.
Oh, this isn't like it has pencils.
Oh, wait. Go. I have to... Just like stay back there. I thought I saw someone. Hey, let me try something. I think it was because I was walking. I saw something move, and I thought I saw somebody moving, but it didn't. Oh, they're definitely exploring.
Are you a squatter? Are you gonna? Because we're not gonna do nothing to you. We're just trying to make sure if you're gonna do something to us.
The person dressed in all black unexpectedly approached the explorers, staring intently at them. This sudden encounter caused the explorers to freeze in place, with some even instinctively hiding. Although one of the explorers attempted to engage him in conversation, he remained unresponsive, standing motionless while maintaining his suspicious gaze. The explorers, visibly shaken and uncomfortable with the entire situation, tried to reassure the individual that they meant no harm and were simply there to film and explore the mall. After a tense moment, he finally broke his silence and began to speak to the group.
If you're gonna do something to us. Or just explorers. We do YouTube. Want to film with you? Oh, you're also filming? Here. We can? Okay. So, like, we're good. Okay. I was like, I noticed he was looking at me, and I was like, okay, something else are here. And I'm now just kind of confused. I think he's a squatter.
After their brief but somewhat strange exchange, the individual confirmed that it was fine for them to film and explore the mall. Although they weren't entirely sure if the person was a squatter or a security guard, they ultimately brushed off this whole interaction and made their way into the mall. For the next 30 minutes, they cautiously moved from one side of the building to another, and aside from some faint noises and distant thuds, their exploration was fairly typical and uneventful. The explorers, finally feeling a sense of confidence and comfort in their surroundings, decided to leave that section and chose to check out the upper levels. However, as soon as they reached the first floor, that's when they stumbled upon something extremely disturbing.
I see light. It's through this door. There's an escalator. Guys. Hello? I thought I heard a whisper. This is crazy. Squatter already. Back down in the lower level. Shh. I swear on my life I heard someone. Okay, let's not go down there. That said, don't open dead. Hello? Who the was that? I didn't capture that. What? What? Okay, I'll get out, bro. I'll get out. Holy you just could ask.
The individual wielding a power tool suddenly appeared out of nowhere and aggressively charged toward the explorers. The man, who seemed to be a scrapper, then confronted the group and immediately ordered them to leave the premises. Fearful for their lives, the explorers complied and began making their way toward the exit. However, the man was not satisfied with their retreat, as he started chasing after the group and ultimately proceeded to attack them as they attempted to escape the mall.
I don't know if I want to post that. Oh, you get out of here. Oh, we just did that for Halloween. Holy. There's scavengers in there. You didn't grab mine?
Charlie, go get yours. Charlie, go get yours.
Go. Oh.
Did you get it?
Oh, I wrecked my pants, I believe.
Did you get the backpack? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my fucking camera gear.
Get out. Let's get out. Come on.
Let's get the out of here.
The scrapper relentlessly pursued and attacked the explorers, forcing them to scramble and fall to the floor, as they desperately tried to crawl their way out of the building. Once they were out of danger and at a safe distance from the individual, the group quickly ran out of the parking lot, leaving the mall behind. Fortunately for the explorers, they did not encounter the scrapper again and managed to return to safety without any further incidents. They later reflected on this shocking experience, describing it as one of the most insane and frightening encounters they had ever faced. Additionally, they also acknowledged how fortunate they were that day, expressing immense gratitude that everyone made it out safely and that none of them sustained any serious injuries during this chilling altercation. The following footage was uploaded to the YouTube channel Exploring with Fighters in December of 2017. In the video, Dan, along with a group of well-known urbex creators, set out to explore a massive abandoned asylum known as the Denbigh Asylum in Wales. Early in the video, they noted that the asylum had a notorious reputation, with rumors circulating about a man who patrolled the grounds, known to be extremely hostile and constantly carrying a shotgun. As their exploration progressed, the group occasionally split up, with some members wandering off to capture cinematic shots, while others moved through different sections of the asylum. In one area, they began uncovering disturbing evidence of ritualistic or occult activity. During this time, they suddenly noticed a man driving a 4x4 vehicle pulling onto the property, who then firmly ordered the group to leave the asylum. The explorers immediately complied with his instructions and began walking away from the building, but the car continued to follow and escort them off the property. However, the situation soon took a very sinister turn, when the individual suddenly drove dangerously close and nearly hit one of the explorers.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. All of you, all. Don't play with.
What's your name?
Kira.
Yeah, I didn't want to run. I thought it was like.
So this is Kira. Josh put a tweet out on is it Twitter?
The famous old guy that is like known to like hit people and do crazy stuff just found us. But like we're just hanging out here and he just told us to get out, so we left.
Bye.
Kill me, man. The old guy got us good. Now who cares though?
The fuck are you?
Nah, don't.
Now we're warning you.
It's good.
Hey, come near me.
Alright, the police are coming.
You tried running me down?
I didn't run it down.
Hey,
I tried
hey.
to put that out. I put it up first.
You tried running me down?
I didn't run it down. I tried to put that out. I put it up first. Fuck it. Now, for him. Oh, all of you. I'm done.
I'll ring the police. You tried running me down. Attempted murder.
Go on, off site now. Who strikes that? Take it with you. Go on, and you. You know what you can do with that camera. Quick.
What you mean, vicious?
Nice currently.
You're not allowed here either, man.
Display. Oh, you'll run us down here. Let's get out of here.
Just try running it down.
He really almost run you over. You got it on camera, right?
Yeah, I got it home.
Oh my god.
I died out the way.
That's crazy. The thing is, that guy that's here, he doesn't even work here or nothing. He's just a guy who just lives around you.
As the situation began to settle, the explorers were finally able to distance themselves from the aggressive individual, and the reality of what had just happened began to sink in. The group was completely shaken, and their adrenaline was still through the roof, as they weren't just dealing with a hostile local, but had just encountered and also escaped someone who genuinely tried to harm them. The man didn't merely order them to leave, he drove straight at Dan, forcing him to dive out of the way. He later escalated the situation further by trying to kick the camera while shouting and threatening them. Dan later described the incident as an attempted runover, saying that if he had moved even a second slower, the truck would have most certainly hit him. In the midst of this traumatic situation, the group had realized that one of their friends, Steph, was missing and was still inside the asylum, focused on filming her cinematic shots, and completely unaware of the fact that an aggressive man had just tried to run one of them down outside. The explorers, determined to help their friend, framed their next move as a rescue mission, and ultimately chose to go back into the asylum and get everyone out safely. Fortunately for them, they successfully regrouped with Steph and managed to leave the site together without another major incident. Nevertheless, Dan later reflected on his experience and admitted that even after leaving the asylum, their adrenaline was still pumping, and only then did they fully grasp how close they had come to a disastrous outcome at the Denbigh Asylum. In December of 2021, a YouTuber named Chuck uploaded a video titled, "We Explored an Abandoned US Military Base" to his channel, Condition Orange. Chuck, who's a former Marine Corps officer, has successfully transitioned into the genre of urban exploration. With his military experience, he provides a unique perspective to his explorations, often emphasizing safety and respect for the locations that he visits. In this particular video, Chuck, along with one of his friends, Oscar, set out to explore an abandoned military base located in New Orleans, Louisiana. As the duo began their exploration, they initially walked around the property to make sure that no active security guards were monitoring the building. Additionally, they also decided to check for any illegal squatters, ensuring that the area was clear of any individuals who might pose a risk. After thoroughly scouting the surroundings, they found no signs of anything suspicious and decided to enter the military base. During the initial minutes of their exploration, they cautiously moved from one side of the building to another, and they did not encounter anything unusual during this time. The duo then decided to leave that section and chose to explore the upper levels. However, as they were walking through that area, that's when things started to take a turn for the worse for the two explorers.
They didn't pay too much attention to the abandoned property, but if you look over there, you can see the fence. There's a guard in the guard shack.
Who was that?
Hello?
It's like they're down.
It sounded like it was right here.
Oh, right up there.
Let's go meet him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go say hi to our guests.
Hey. Yo, no offense or anything, but you look like Laura Croft right there doing that. No, that's the Tomb Raider? That's super cool. Yeah, you got the ponytail thing going on. That's what it was reminding me of.
Hey, be careful though. I've been in a water tower before. You don't have an oxygen monitor. There may not be any oxygen down there. Yeah, but none of them would look nice if all of them we did were like this.
After noticing someone on top of the building, the duo eventually made their way towards them and ascended to the roof. Once on top, they realized the group was also there to explore the building and didn't pose any threat towards them. For the next few minutes, the explorers began conversing with the other group and even went down to explore the water tank together. After their brief but friendly adventure, they said their goodbyes and went their separate ways. The duo then decided to head back down and continue their exploration. During their descent, they spotted an area near the building that looked like a makeshift homeless camp or a shelter. But given that they didn't notice anyone going in or out of that area, they didn't think too much about this detail and eventually concluded that it might be an old, deserted part of the military base. They then proceeded to the basement to explore that section. However, as they were walking towards one of the rooms, that's when they made a chilling discovery.
Whoa. I think someone's living right there. Oh, it's like a homeless camp, homeless village. Wait, is this from here?
Maybe. Yeah, it's open over here. Well, if no one knew we were here, they know now. Hello? That bike, I wonder if it, oh shit.
See you later, we're just walking by.
Hey, yeah, we're just walking by. We didn't spook you too much, did we?
No, not very much. It's all right.
I saw the bike and I was just like, you know what, let's say something. I don't want anyone.
Yeah, we don't want to spook nobody. We're just trying to get pictures of the building.
Just got up here, so it's good.
Right on, man.
A bunch of other people in here I know on the second floor and in the middle building. So when you go over, yeah, I know pretty much everybody. So.
Anyone that we should be like worried about hurting us? Like we're just trying to.
Not really, as long as you like say who you are.
Do you know the nearest staircase? Is it that way or this way?
Go that way, but yeah, you go around. The military came through here and blew a bomb up right here. And the next like aisle way up, but it's a door. Oh. So everything's kind of like up and like scattered all across, you know. Okay. So metal and all kinds of stuff. But it's right here on the next right. The stairwell.
Okay. Go on.
One out.
Yeah, man.
Hey, take it easy. Be safe, bro.
Yes, sir.
For sure, man.
After encountering the homeless individual, the duo immediately apologized and assured him that they were explorers who were simply trying to check out the building. Thankfully, the individual was fairly respectful and friendly towards them, but he did give them a heads up that there were still more people within the building and mentioned they should be careful during their exploration. The duo took note of this detail before leaving the man and moving up to the second floor. The explorers then pulled out their pepper spray and cautiously began navigating the building, calling out and making their presence known before entering each room. However, as they walked past a blind corner and reached a particularly dark part of the building, that's when they encountered something once again.
Just letting anybody know that's in here. We mean no harm, we're just here exploring. Just a couple of guys exploring, that's it. If anybody's in here, let us know. I'm not trying to scare anybody.
Somebody's listening to a radio.
Oh. Okay. Excuse us.
Yeah, we're just passing by. Sorry.
Want to let them know. Hey, how's it going? Just. It's we're just explorers. We're just exploring.
Yeah. What? I'm Oscar. This is Chuck. We're just walking by.
What are you doing?
We're just walking by, man.
We walk by. If you keep walking that way, you go to the warehouse with chain link fence.
Oh, okay.
If you need any information on the place or a tour guide or anything, call me right here at the mall.
Oh, okay. We'll do.
All right.
Yes, sir.
My name's Hollywood, brother.
Hollywood. Thanks,
Hollywood.
man. Appreciate it, brother.
Hey, I like the light, man.
Yeah, the light's dope.
You're gonna be fine. Don't believe the myth about the place. Everybody's dangerous and all this crap.
Okay.
It's not like that, dude. Look, I've lived here for 3 years. You know, they ran me out of here once or twice. You know, but they know what I'm about.
Down to have a smoke and talk?
Are you a type of law enforcement agency?
No, we're Marines, but we got out Marine Corps.
All right, it's a pleasure to meet you, man. I just grew up at Oceanside myself.
I got my tattoo from Oceanside right here.
Oh, yeah? Well, let me see who you are. Do you already know you?
Nah, you don't know.
For real? Okay.
Yeah.
The individual that they encountered on the second floor introduced himself as Hollywood and mentioned he had been living inside the building for approximately 3 years. For the next several minutes, the explorers began talking to him, and he even invited them inside his room. Hollywood then gave them a tour of his living quarters, explaining his survival strategies and how he had managed to live within the building for all those years. Afterward, he launched into a detailed history of the military base, but not before recounting some truly dark and bizarre tales surrounding the location.
I am the spokesperson for this place. I'm telling you, I know this place like the back of my hand. Under the pier right here, a guy got that dude right out there. The cops didn't want to come down here and get their. They said, I said, why do you want to come back out here and look at this dude, man? He had a body back here, and they like, we don't want to get our shoes muddy. But they said that's how they don't give a damn about. You can really kill somebody and get away with it here. There's been several here. Believe it or not, I went from living in here to jail. My bunkie was one of the guys in the girl in the. So he told me his side of the story. I know the story of her, everything and where she was here, the people that found her, and everything in the exact same spot.
That's
and we tested it many times, and I've seen her ghost before. That girl thought she was my girlfriend. She did.
That's
back and forth.
crazy.
Yeah, she thought she was my girlfriend. She would get mad, and Kristen would come in here, and she would feel a feeling. So you feel the ghost before you see it.
Kind of a chill, a cool.
The emotion that was caused during the time of the death. You feel that overtake everything in the room at once. Boom, everybody like, man, I'm getting out of here, man. And it's constantly traveling through this room right now.
Why do you choose to stay here after that?
To pursue that.
Oh,
and
nice.
Somehow, some way, I've not seen any sightings of that person again.
I wonder if you occupying the space scared the ghost away?
I'll tell you right now, every day there's a paranormal experience in here. Okay. Look, I can close my door and I will hear all kinds of going on out there. And I'm like, open the door, and there's nothing. It would sound like somebody's walking last night, like, shh, 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 somebody dragging something. And I'm thinking, damn, what the hell is that dude dragging down the hall? Open the door, and nobody's evidence of nothing dragging anywhere. Totally free.
After sharing some of the dark stories about the military base, Hollywood offered the explorers to join him for a tour of the property. The duo gladly accepted his invitation and followed Hollywood as he showed them around the location for almost the next 15 minutes. During this tour, Hollywood provided a very detailed and thorough explanation of the place, describing the previous uses of each room, and essentially becoming an excellent tour guide to help them navigate the building. After the tour, the duo was extremely grateful for his time and kindness, and offered him some money for going out of his way to give them a tour, and for his generosity throughout their interaction. They eventually said their goodbyes, and Hollywood went back to his room, while the explorers left the military base. Nevertheless, this video serves as a good reminder and a contrast to the content usually featured on this channel, that not every individual you encounter inside a building is hostile or dangerous, and you never know, you might meet someone as kind and generous as Hollywood, who is willing to share his knowledge, offers a unique perspective, and ultimately becomes your personal tour guide. These right here are two YouTubers named May and Zek, who in November of 2023 uploaded a chilling video titled "Trapped Inside an Abandoned High School" to their channel Urbex Vibes. Their channel primarily focuses on urban exploration, and they frequently share footage of their experiences exploring various abandoned locations across North America. In this particular video, Zek and May decided to explore an abandoned high school located somewhere in the United States. As the duo began their exploration and entered the building, they immediately noted that the structures inside were in a terrible condition, with crumbling walls and ceilings, along with debris and trash scattered everywhere. During the initial minutes of their exploration, they also stumbled upon a no trespassing sign near the entrance. Nonetheless, the explorers remained optimistic and eventually got back to their exploration. As they explored further, they discovered several signs suggesting recent activity by scrappers or squatters. But fortunately for the duo, they didn't hear or see anything that indicated anyone was currently inside the building. The explorers then decided to leave that section of the school and decided to check out the upper levels. However, as they were walking through the hallway, that's when they stumbled upon something truly disturbing.
Wow, it goes two different ways.
Whoa.
It goes this way, and it goes that way. Yeah, we'll try that. This is a really pretty wing. Look how like colorful it is.
That's a pretty
Different
hallway.
colors on different walls.
Oh shit. There's definitely somebody in here.
Yeah, so let's go see if it's a scrapper and explore.
You can hear them. Turn your phone on vibrate just in case. Scrappers, they're using machinery. You can hear it. They're cutting stuff. Another place, another scrapper.
We can't get away from them.
They're cutting pipes or something.
They're smashing.
After hearing noises coming from the end of the hallway, the duo immediately ran off and went in the opposite direction. For the next several minutes, they listened intently, trying to determine its source. The duo initially considered heading towards the noise, as they suspected it might have been caused by either a fellow explorer or a group of scrappers. However, they soon changed their minds, given that a scrapper could potentially be armed with a sledgehammer or even a weapon. This posed a significant risk, as the scrapper might use it against the explorers if they felt threatened or cornered. Recognizing the potential danger that they were in, they wisely chose not to investigate the noises and turned their attention into exploring the lower levels. However, as they were walking down the stairs, that's when they encountered something once again.
We're gonna come back here.
I don't know where they are.
I don't know.
Obviously, they're banging on some sort of pipes or something. Oh, they're making a lot of noise, man.
See, the problem with this is us being in here at the wrong time, because they are gonna cause attention. They're gonna cause somebody to come, and we're just gonna happen to be there.
Yeah, and we also don't know the type of person this person is. How many of them are there? If they wouldn't like us filming.
We also got like 10 grand in equipment right here.
They're like making so much noise. There's like an active school right next to it. I don't know how to get away with that.
And a hospital. Alright, well, I say let's go all the way to the opposite side of the building. Start there. I don't want to be filming and having smashing metal noises in our video.
After hearing noises coming from the upper levels, the explorers chose to leave that section and decided to move towards the opposite side of the building to avoid being detected by the scrappers. For almost the next 30 minutes, the duo cautiously moved through the building. While they did hear the noises during this time, they didn't think too much about them, as the noises were fairly distant, and it did appear as though the situation had significantly calmed down. By this point, they were less concerned about the potential scrappers and more annoyed by them, as the loud noises could easily attract unwanted attention from police officers or nearby residents, which would further compromise their exploration. Nevertheless, the duo remained inside the building and continued with their exploration, regardless of any potential presence.
It's literally 9 o'clock in the morning. I know. That's annoying. Why are you doing that at 9 a.m.?
Now something's coming from over here. It's like echoing. I don't know where it's coming from. I hear it. It could be coming from this side.
That's loud.
What is wrong with people,
Like, how are we supposed to film when they're doing this? As filmmakers and YouTubers, this is aggravating. This is annoying. That's where we came from. It's right here. We just walked down that.
This sound was coming
I
from.
think it's coming like second.
Oh, I can see him.
Yeah.
I saw him. Look, oh, you can see movement. I think he has a ladder. I hope you didn't see me. Through that middle window, I could see movement. You saw it? It was like moving.
No, I didn't see it.
I saw some sort of like something dangle, like from the ceiling, like wires or something.
Yeah, because he's ripping the pipes out of the ceiling. Trying to evaluate what to do. Because this is making it hard.
Right over us. Yeah, he's right above us.
It's like, ow.
He's leaving soon.
That's what I'm thinking. Do we just wait it out? Like, what do we do?
No, he's definitely like quiet now. Right afterwards at the window though.
Yeah. Oh, he's right above us, so.
Well, let's change rooms now. Let's get going.
After hearing footsteps coming from the floor above them, the explorers once again moved to a different part of the building. During this time, they cautiously moved from one room to another, occasionally pausing and listening for the noises. Fortunately for the duo, they didn't hear the noises again. Thinking that the scrappers had probably left by this point, the explorers decided to make their way out of the building. However, as they were approaching the exit, that's when they encountered something far worse than anything they had encountered previously.
It opens up on the other side. Except that one door. I can't tell what that sound is. Do you hear that?
Yeah. Outside, yeah. Just weird at this.
As the explorers were approaching the door, a man who seemed to be wearing some sort of uniform suddenly appeared on the other side. Unsure of the individual's identity, the duo immediately ran into one of the rooms and began hiding. For the next several minutes, they remained hidden inside the room, all while they heard loud noises coming from the section that they had just left. By this point, the explorers had absolutely no idea if the individual was a police officer, given that he was wearing a uniform. As a result, the explorers couldn't just leave the building, as they could easily be detained or even arrested for trespassing, and all they could do now was to remain hidden and hope that the individual wouldn't find them. To the explorers' absolute shock, they realized that the individual wasn't a police officer, but rather a group of firemen who were actively trying to seal the building. Given the circumstances, they simply couldn't just walk out, and were in fact trapped inside the building. As a result, the explorers were overwhelmed by fear and anxiety over everything they had been witnessing that day. For the next several minutes, they tried to remain calm and compose themselves, hoping that the group would eventually leave and not find them. However, as they were waiting for them to leave, that's when things started to take a turn for the worse for the two explorers.
Is there a floor yet? I mean, has everywhere been written? Oh, can I get those?
There are signs of people in here, so I'll be shot, come across them.
No, right here.
By this point, the explorers had been hiding behind the table for almost 3 hours. Disturbingly, the firemen had also realized that someone was hiding inside the building and were now actively searching for the explorers. The duo, realizing that they would eventually get caught, had no other option but to wait for an opportunity and make a run for it. But for them to pull this off, they needed to be extremely quick and somehow manage to escape the firemen without being caught.
we're okay. Oh my god.
Fortunately for the explorers, they managed to escape the building without being caught. When they made it back to their car, they mentioned that the group of firemen were training inside the school, which is why they were tearing down the building and thus causing those noises. They also noted that while they were hiding behind the table, one of the firemen came within a few feet of them and picked up something off the floor next to their legs, but the individual somehow didn't notice the duo. Nevertheless, this video serves as a good reminder that you never know what you might encounter while exploring abandoned buildings. In January of 2025, a YouTuber named Chris uploaded a video titled "Terrifying Encounter Exploring Mount Auburn School" to his channel Urbex Hill. His channel is dedicated to producing high-quality urban exploration videos that delve into and investigate some of the world's most intriguing and downright dangerous locations. In this particular video, Chris decided to explore an abandoned school known as Mount Auburn School, situated in Cleveland, Ohio. It is essential to clarify that Chris had been experiencing ongoing problems with his main camera over the past year. To avoid missing any crucial moments in case of equipment failure, he decided to use 3 different cameras simultaneously, allowing him to capture every angle and ensure nothing was overlooked. With his equipment set up, Chris began his exploration by walking around the premises to find a suitable entrance, while also keeping an eye out for any homeless individuals or security guards nearby. However, during this initial search, he suddenly heard gunshots in the vicinity.
Dude, this is crazy. They actually have a school locked down still.
Despite these potential dangers, Chris didn't dwell on them and eventually made his way into the abandoned school through an open door. Upon his entry, he cautiously navigated his way through the abandoned structures and immediately noticed a strong burning smell emanating from the building. He described it as if someone had recently been smoking inside, or perhaps burning wood and structural materials to start a fire. But fortunately for him, he found no signs indicating that anyone was currently inside, so he continued to explore the building for several more minutes. He then decided to venture deeper into the school and eventually made his way to the first floor. However, as he was walking through one of the rooms, that's when he encountered something extremely alarming.
I know this camera better pick that up. That's weird. It's a weird noise echoing. You hear that? Dude. Yeah, somebody might be here, dude. That's a lot of noise. What the fuck? It almost sounds like it sounded like talking.
After hearing a loud bang and later the sound of someone talking, Chris immediately began to suspect that he might not be alone, and that someone or something was definitely inside the building with him. He later even attempted to investigate the source, carefully searching through various classrooms, but despite his efforts, he unfortunately found nothing. Although somewhat concerned by the commotion, he eventually chose to dismiss it and continued with his exploration. He then decided to leave that section and chose to head to the second floor. However, as soon as he reached that area, that's when he started hearing the noises again.
More of these flags. Listen to that. What the hell? There's a lot of noise in this school. What the fuck?
I bet barely people explore this place. This place is crazy. Damn, you hear that? Those are gunshots. That's every day in Cleveland. Oh my God, these stairs aren't any better. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, these stairs aren't any better. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, bro. Wow. These stairs are really fucked up.
If you look closely at the moment when Chris was walking toward the staircase, you can clearly see a dark, shadowy figure standing in the middle of the hallway, staring directly at him in complete silence. But Chris had absolutely no idea that his camera had captured this eerie figure and was completely unaware of his presence. Focused on his exploration and assuming the building was empty, he continued forward and eventually headed upstairs, unaware that someone had been observing him from only a short distance away. However, to make matters even more disturbing, as soon as he reached the upper floor and entered the hallway, his camera captured the same dark figure once again. It's evident that the same figure became visible again, but this time positioned at the far end of the corridor and still watching him intently. However, the distance between them was greater now, almost as if the person had deliberately moved ahead to keep watching without being confronted. Yet Chris, once again, was unaware of this chilling detail and continued to explore that floor for several minutes, completely oblivious that he was actually being followed by this person.
I really hate these stairs. Look at the handles. I highly doubt the school will be standing much longer. It's in such bad shape. What the fuck? Let me check in here one last time. Did you hear that? What the fuck? Do you hear that? What the fuck? That's weird. Someone's moving back there. I'm not sure what it is.
By this point, Chris was beginning to suspect, and was somewhat convinced that someone inside was deliberately messing with him and was definitely responsible for the commotion. He believed this person was positioned either on the floor above or on the same floor he was on. Considering these possibilities, he decided to avoid investigating those areas and chose instead to venture down to the basement, the only remaining section he had yet to explore. He then descended to the basement and continued investigating for nearly 15 minutes. During this time, his camera didn't capture anyone, but he did hear faint noises coming from the floor above, which made him feel a bit tense, though not enough to make him leave. However, as he was searching through one of the rooms, that's when he encountered something once again.
They have basement classes, I guess, in this school too. What the hell? Dude, what the fuck? Ouch. It sounded like the noise was coming from in here.
After hearing multiple loud bangs coming from the upper levels, Chris eventually went upstairs to investigate the source and conducted a somewhat brief but thorough investigation. But despite his best efforts to investigate, the results were the same as before. He found nothing that could have caused the noises, leaving him even more confused. Although he was becoming increasingly paranoid, he still didn't leave and chose to continue exploring the building for an additional 15 minutes or so. During this extended period of exploration, he carefully navigated through the remaining parts of the building, and he fortunately did not encounter any more loud noises, nor did he see the black figure again. He ultimately decided to end his exploration and was able to exit the building without further incident. It remains a mystery who the figure was, and most importantly, why it was following Chris throughout his entire exploration. However, based on everything he encountered that night, it's more likely that this person was either a squatter or a homeless individual who didn't want anyone inside the building and caused all the commotion in an attempt to get Chris to leave. Nevertheless, despite being actively stalked by this individual, Chris was extremely fortunate in the end, as he was able to explore the building without being chased or attacked by the individual and managed to escape the abandoned school without any harm. In February of 2024, a German YouTuber named Felix uploaded a rather disturbing video titled "Exploring an Abandoned Hotel in Italy" to his channel, Adventure Buddy. Felix's channel is dedicated to urban exploration, and for almost a decade he's been documenting footage of his adventures exploring various abandoned locations around the world. In this particular video, Felix, along with two of his friends, decided to explore an abandoned luxury hotel located somewhere in Italy. According to Felix, the hotel was abandoned sometime between the early and mid-2000s. Since its abandonment, the building has unfortunately become a haven for squatters and homeless individuals, but the explorers remained undeterred and set out to explore the abandoned hotel. As they began their exploration and entered the building, they immediately noted that the hotel, despite being abandoned for decades, was in a relatively good condition, suggesting it had fortunately not been vandalized by looters or squatters. As they explored further, they discovered an indoor swimming pool, a massage parlor, and even a sauna. Fascinated by their discoveries, the explorers continued their exploration. For almost the next 10 minutes, the explorers moved from one side of the building to another, and everything up to this point seemed to be going quite smoothly for them, as they didn't hear or see anything that indicated anyone was currently inside the building with them. The explorers then decided to leave that section and decided to explore the upper levels. However, as they were approaching one of the rooms, that's when they made a chilling discovery.
Ich habe so das Gefühl, dass das Ding pleite gegangen ist. In manchen Zimmern hast du hier so Aufkleber, wie so Insolvenzaufkleber, zumindest kenne ich das. Oh, mein Gott, der Wind fegt hier auch durch. Zumindest kenne ich das aus Deutschland so. Was natürlich heißen würde, dass hier wahrscheinlich nicht mehr allzu viel Inventar zurückgelassen wurde, wenn es wahrscheinlich dann irgendwie alles veräußert wurde. Naja, hier sind wir auf jeden Fall. Was? Okay. Unschwer zu erkennen. Jetzt sind wir hier aber auf der Etage mit den Hotelzimmern und hier steht doch tatsächlich noch was drin. Da hätte ich jetzt nicht mit gerechnet. Betten, Schränke, also es war alles so Einbauschränke. Es riecht so, ne? Du? Es riecht so, ne? Als wäre hier irgendwie noch jemand.
Da ist auch.
After hearing noises coming from one of the rooms, Felix immediately froze and remained in his position to determine their source. He eventually left the hallway and entered a different room. During this time, he discovered a few empty bottles and noted that the room had a very strange smell. Disturbingly, his friend mentioned that he had also found several garbage bags and more empty bottles in a different room. By this point, they suspected that people might be living inside the building and could be responsible for causing the noises. The explorers then decided to investigate their source and eventually moved towards the room. However, as they were approaching the door, that's when they stumbled upon something truly disturbing.
Da ist auch. Da hat definitiv wer gelebt.
Ja, auch wenn man sich mal diesen Stuhlkreis da anguckt, der da auf dem...
Entweder ist das hier so eine kleine Partyhöhle oder eine Crackhöhle, wie man das immer so kennt. So. Weil da hinten, ist Haufen Bierflaschen, da haben Leute geschlafen, da sind Müllsäcke aufgehangen, sogar gegrillt wurde da anscheinend.
So riecht sie auch, finde ich.
Ja.
Hier, finde ich, riecht's verkohlt. Oh. Ist da was hinter? Sorry. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Oh. Oh.
Everything alright?
Mach mal die Kamera weg. English? Can you do this? Okay. Okay. Sorry, just taking photos, okay? Okay, thank you.
We're going.
Ciao. Oh, mein Herz. Mein Herz, das habe ich ja noch nie erlebt.
As soon as the explorers approached the room, a man suddenly appeared out of nowhere and opened the door. Startled by his presence, the explorers immediately began apologizing. However, after their brief exchange, the man aggressively shut the door and went back to the room. After this chilling encounter, the explorers immediately left that hallway and started walking in the opposite direction. To make matters even more disturbing, the explorers later mentioned that the man was most likely a homeless individual who appeared to be intoxicated. When the individual opened the door, the explorers noticed that the man had dilated eyes and also spotted illegal substances lying on the side of the table. By this point, the explorers had lost interest in exploring or investigating the building further. As a result, they ultimately decided to end their exploration, and they managed to make it out of the building without any harm. Nevertheless, the explorers were extremely fortunate that day that the individual wasn't aggressive or hostile towards them, as encounters of this nature often end with explorers being harassed or even attacked by people with sinister intentions.